I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahamaland to the foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Foundation with Howard Grant. Jamming. You see I put my necktie on for you. Listen, if you could hear us in the background, don't fight me. We're trying to get everything right for you. We ran through this. I'm grateful to be here today. Today's a beautiful day, September 1st, 2025. If you're celebrating a birthday, I want to say happy birthday to you. All of the good, decent people out there. Happy birthday if you're celebrating a birthday. Grateful to be in your company. Grateful to be in your space. I give God praise, honor, and glory for the opportunity to be here once again. I know some things have happened. I know you want to be able to talk about that. I know you want to find out. Howard, what is the matter? Howard, where did you go? Howard, hey, listen, let's talk about this. If you want to be able to give me a call today, the numbers, the guys are going to put the number up real quick so you can be able to get in contact with us. You can send a text or you can be able to send a telephone number, call. You can send a text so you can give me a call directly. The numbers is 827-0111, 827-0111. So the numbers are right here. I had to go right through. And let's talk about these things. A lot has happened since July 31st, 2025. A lot has happened since that particular space. And I'm not just talking about with me, right? Hey, hello, somebody, right? We got to do these things with formality. We got to do these things with clarity. We got to be able to do these things with this sense and understanding that we're not going to be casual about this anymore. We're going to be determined to make this particular thing happen. So I'm grateful to be with you, grateful to be here in this kind of a space with you. And there's a lot been going on. All right. So I just continue to be able to pray that the Father continues to stand in my body, to think with my mind and speak with my tongue. That's it. That's all we want to do. And I feel like that's one of the things that we've been having an issue with in this country, the speaking with my tongue. Relegating your tongue to the powers that be, continuing to genuflect and provide opportunities for others to move you, to move your bodies, your minds, your mouths, your convictions, as though we don't have it. I don't know what happened in this country. I'm disappointed in this kind of an idea that we as a people, after 50-some years, 52 years, that we've been able to celebrate and identify this sort of an idea for independence and how we've grown exponentially and how we found ourselves in this particular space. That the only thing that we can do now is hope for somebody else to do something for us. That's bananas. That is bananas. And I'm sorry to hear it. We're going to have further conversations and further discussions about that. As you can see, the papers are in front of me. We can be able to see those things. I paid Pendleton $150,000 per month. This is what drug dealer Joe Lita, right? Who's that, right? Carlos Lita. He was on a podcast being able to talk about that. I didn't have time after I saw the headline this morning. I just didn't have time to be able to pull up the information. So we'll do that and find out exactly what's what and play that clip for you, right? But it's important that we have this kind of a conversation. It's important that we're here and we discuss where we are. It's important that we continue to be able to identify where we are as a people and how do we move forward, right? So I want to talk to you about it. I know a lot of persons are concerned about it. So let's just start it off. let's just kick it off and just talk about those particular things. On June 29th, should I give you the backstory? I think I'm going to give you the backstory. As of September 21st of this month, we're going to be able to have our first newspaper out. The newspaper is called The Realigner. It's going to be distributed far and wide throughout the country. And The Realigner is an actual newspaper we're trying to discuss right now for distribution purposes, which gas stations we're going to put it in, which spaces we're going to put it in. It's going to be an actual paper that you can be able to come in and you can touch that and you can see it and all these particular things like that. So it's a good paper, right? So you can be able to check those things out and see exactly what's what. So I have all my persons in place and I'm excited to be able to jam. I'm excited to be able to get it done. And so if I don't tell you the length and breadth of this, is because I want you to be able to read it in the newspaper. The newspaper is going to be able to spell out this sort of a concept of victimization or political mischief. We're going to talk about it. I think a lot of persons are indifferent and you get cringy with this sort of an idea of political victimization. You think that this is back in the 70s where you have to run away from the country and whatnot. No. There is liberty that exists in these particular spaces for us to continue to live. And that's one of the major things that we've had. We've had this issue in this country, and pardon me if you could be able to see me on my phone. We've had this issue in this country where a lot of persons are consumed with this sort of an idea that, you can't say nothing about them, Howard. Oh, Jesus, Howard, watch how you're talking about the people. You shouldn't have said that. I had an opportunity to be able to pick up a steak the other day, and from... it's that little stakeout thing, right? My partner and I went down there to be able to pick it up. And someone I haven't seen in a long time, I can't remember what her name is. And she asked, well, how about you getting back to work? Well, yeah, I can see you on Monday. Are you getting back to work? And I feel like this is a facetious thing. Can I talk? Can we talk like this? I think we can, because it's no longer the space that belongs to people. It's our space. Praise God. It's my space. Praise God. Praise God. So she says to me, so Harvard, you getting back to work on Monday? So I say, no, I think everybody knows that I'm no longer getting back to that space. So she said, oh, because everybody was talking and things like that. And I hear the people talking, but I didn't know. I said, well, I'm not going back to the space. So she said, oh, well, why? They say you just be too hard on the F&M. I said, I don't understand what you're saying, right? Yeah, but sometimes you got to be hard on the PLP. You can't be hard on the F&M. So I said, listen, man, I don't understand what you're saying, right? I don't be rude. I don't know her posture, her position. I don't know whether or not she came with ill intent. But sometimes when these particular things happen, you just got to kind of put your guard up real quick. Put your guard up. Bang. Right? You put your guard up because you don't know what the intention is of these people. You don't know what their intent is. So I put my guard up, right? And I said, okay, I don't know where we began with this. I don't know where she's taking this. I don't know what she's into. I ain't gonna fight her. I can follow her, right? So she said, they say you just be too hard on the F&M. They say you was saying some things about the F&M you shouldn't have said. So I said, well, I think I take the chance and liberty to be able to discuss both. Well, no, you just be more on the F&M than anybody. That's what she said to me. I can't even get a word in at this particular point. I can't even get a word in. And so I said to her, listen, man, you really got to calm down with that stuff. I said, she said, well, people say, they say, this is all, I never know who this they is, right? But nonetheless, she says they, right? She said, they say, right? So I said, well, they don't have to listen to the show. I think they have options. They can go elsewhere, right? They have to understand that this show, my show, is a show based upon my observations and a desire to be able to get back. I don't think I'm being hard on any political organization. I don't. I think we are speaking with clarity to the point of where we should be. This is my conviction. This is what I believe. Now, you could fight me. You could fight me. You could fight me if this is what you want to do. And so she goes on. She said, well, that's why you ain't there no more now. I said, oh, okay. So now it kind of unravels. There is an idea that exists in our society that places us in the position where we continue to be able to render ourselves and bow our knees and genuflect to masters that no longer serve us, these neo-colonialists, these brown face colonial men and women that have not served us, little now, if ever, for the growth and development of this country. And the difficulty is that we're having in being able to speak with clarity to this is that there is a subconscious allegiance that so many persons play to these men and women. And we have to stop that for Jesus' sake. Oh my God, I can't get away, man. Jesus, listen, you have to stop your allegiance to these organizations. When you look at the greater good for the country, there has to be a sense of conviction and transparency that be able to speak to these things. We are no longer in the 70s. We've liberated ourselves from that. We've moved on. I'm now sitting and talking to however much people we're talking to, however much people will listen to this without the sanction of any formal spaces as it relates to news houses in this country. I have, and if my cameraman would give me a wide shot, I have a license to perform in this country. I need you to understand. I do things with formality. And I'm not afraid to be rejected, unceremoniously discharged from the auspices of some other man's dream. It's okay. It's okay. Guardian could let me go. It's okay. You know, I started to get upset with Dwight. I really did. I really did. And Dwight, if you're listening, I want to apologize to you. I have to. Because this was by design. This is by design. And I need to talk to you as a people, as a body, to let you know exactly what happened. 2 months before this separation, I had a dream. Can I say this to you? Can we talk like this? Let's talk. 2 months before this separation, I had a dream. In the dream, I was in the studio in Guardian and sitting there and just finished a show, and Dwight comes in with his shoulders slumped and he sat on the chair opposite me across the table. So I said, "What's up, Dwight?" So he says, "Howard." I said, "What's up?" This is the dream now. I said, "What's up?" So he says, "Howard, man, listen." Now, I knew in the dream that he had just come from a higher up meeting. And as a result of this higher up meeting, that he had the responsibility to convey the information that existed in this particular space. So now he got to come tell me. Now, I'm in the dream. And so he says, "Howard." So I said, "What's up?" He says, "You're going to have to choose a side." So I said, "What?" He says, "Howard, you're going to have to choose a side." So I say, "Dwight, what the hell are you talking about? I'm choosing no side. I choose the side of Jesus Christ. I choose the side of my wife and my children, so I don't have no time to choose no side. That's why I came here. I thought that this is where integrity existed. I thought that this is where conviction existed. I knew that I had to do that over at them other places. I didn't know that I had to come here to make a decision to say, this the dream. You ain't hear me. This the dream. I said, I didn't know I had to come here to make a decision as to between what I believe is right and what I believe is expedient for right now. So Dwight says, "Howard, you got to make a choice. You got to make a decision." I get up out of the dream. I get myself prepared. I register my name for my company. I do this, I do that. I do so much things. You have no idea. For the past 2 years, for the past year and a half, I've been building this studio on the top of the hill, Market Street. And in building my studio and executing these particular things, I've gone through a course. Now, this is coming out of my pocket. So I was a little bit lackadaisical, so I didn't have the kind of support that I wanted to have financially, right? So whenever I get a little lick, I fix this. I change the roof, I change the floor, I change this, I change that, all these things. And so through this particular course, I'm taking my time. And Dwight says what he says. The week Dwight says what he says, I start making significant moves. And it's almost like I got a download from heaven about business prospects. And so I opened up a company. Initially it was called Righteous Foundation, but now we've made modifications to that company. It's called Righteous Realignment Bahamas. And the company's concept, the company's concept was to be able to house all of my stuff inside there. It was like a media thing, right? But I wanted to take my time with it. I didn't want to just, I wanted to leave on my own terms. The week I got my certificate of incumbency, the week after I got all my incorporations, my certificates and everything, that exact week, it happened on a Tuesday. I got all my stuff. Thursday, I was gone. You'll just have to let Jesus Christ work, man. I got angry with Dwight. I won't talk to you about that. I got angry with him because I felt like I said some things to him that I may not necessarily desire to divulge with you, because this is not, let's beat up on Dwight Day. This is not what this is. Dwight is nothing but a vessel being used in the time to move what was supposed to happen. And so I sat in this particular space. And I looked across the table. I said, Dwight, you're a liar. And I listened to myself, my voice octaves go up. I said, but I told you this. I told you this. Didn't I tell you? I said, but you. And after I saw myself getting to this point, I had to ask myself, why would you do this? Well, what are you doing? Listen, mid elevation. What are you doing? I didn't get to a point, and I say some stuff that I know I shouldn't say because I was angry. Yeah, that's 8 Mile Rock. That's the conditioning that we have. But now, be ye transformed got to kick in at some point, right? And so I'm sitting here and I'm saying, but I told you this. And something hit me and said, this don't have nothing to do with it. What are you doing? And I said, ooh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I apologize. I apologize to him. I apologize to leadership who was in the room. I apologize to everyone. I said, listen, I'm sorry. You guys have a great day. Give them their thing. And I left. This kind of a salacious thing that you guys are looking for, always trying to be able to fan the flames of issues and look for an angle in a story to link the tribulation and the turmoil that exists in your body with everybody else. You say police came and all these. What the hell are you talking about? I left the people place. I left. And I really didn't have my thing started. Sometimes you just have to let go and let God. I know you're going to hear more about this story. I know you're going to hear more about it. You'll be able to read about what's happening as it relates to political mischief and victimization. Not necessarily from Guardian. I just want to be very clear with you. I'm grateful to Guardian for the opportunity that they've given me to be able to platform and to place myself in this position. But if God be on the throne, oh God, I can't get no amen. There is an elevation. There's a step that we must go to. So I'm grateful for it. All right. So if you want to hear more about that, please, guys, please give me a text, 827-0111. I don't want to dive deeper into that. Listen, I apologize to Dwight. I apologize to Wanda. I apologize to Guardian. And I do not apologize to Chivago. I just want to let you very clear. Okay? It was absolutely unnecessary, but I am not going to slip into darkness. I refuse to, man. I refuse to. My allegiance is to my family, is to the purpose that God has called me to, is to my country. Because I'm going to be gone. My allegiance is to no man. No man. I don't understand how you all could be liking man and you're so, you're big grown men. Big grown men. I do not understand these men. I don't understand them. You're rowing me. Hubert Ingram is a lawyer in this country. And I've indicated on my show where I thought I had the autonomy of that particular space to be able to speak. And in the event that someone feels indifferent about that, yeah, they reach out to me. They go through the formalities and send a cease and desist. Lord Jesus, that's what you should do. Send a cease and desist. Or you could send a summons. Let me stand up in the front of the court. Let me and you stand up in the front of the court. And let me compile the information, the precedent that you've set over this half a century of service that you've done in this country, consistently done the exact same thing, and we've seen the exact same fruits yield in this country. And then you can fight me. Yeah, let's do the thing with formality. I ain't afraid of that. But I realize something in this country. Nobody care about talent and your skill set and your nothing. The only thing that feeds you round here is relationships. It's relationships. That's what's it. That's where we are. Like I said, I apologize to Guardian if I left in sort of a frazzled position. I didn't expect it. My spirit knew exactly what it was and what was happening. I apologize to all those persons who would have vouched for me in terms of being able to move in that position. Not for my conviction and being able to stand firm, just the way that I left behind the scenes. Yeah, that was in the character that I've been building all this time. I was upset, and I want to apologize about that. And that is with transparency. But I make no apologies about my convictions. I make no apologies about what I've said. I make no apologies about the observation that I've had for the Free National Movement. I've made no apologies about that. This is what I believe. And if you want to stand before the courts and say to me that this is defamation of character, this is defamation, let's go. Let's go. Because I could compile enough information on you. I have this to be able to indicate that this is what our expectations are from you. There's no need to live forever, such a long time, and to squander your political collateral at your last days, at the final curtain call. That doesn't even make sense. I want to be respectful with you and to you. But this posture of being able to plow down anyone who has a contrary view to you. And I'll play you all the voice note. You send me voice notes on my phone. This kind of a position that you have is sad, man. It's sad. And there are men and women who work very close to you that gave me this information. We got to do better in this country, man. We got to do better in this country. If I talk in foolishness, deal with me accordingly. But if I'm just making you uncomfortable, that you don't want anyone to hear these particular things, then confront me. Then come sit on the show. Then come and be able to speak with clarity to your position. That's cowardice, what you've done. It's a coward move. And this is how you've operated for decades. In the dark. Cowardice. I don't want to talk like this. Listen, guys, let's take a quick commercial break. Let's take a little couple minutes. We can take a little thing. If you want to be able to be a part of what we're doing, I'd love you to do that. You can give me a call, 827-0111, 827-0111. And you could be able to hit me up. And we could set some things aside for you as it relates to how things are going, right? So I could send you some price breakdowns, send you some stuff. We have bundle packages so you can be able to come here on the podcast and you'll be able to go into our newspaper, The Realigner, also. So I'm excited to be able to get those things done, all right? Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I am grateful to be here with you. Always grateful to jam with you on this beautiful, it's a beautiful Monday afternoon. I expected the roads to be mad crazy today. I was out of the house before 8 a.m. And, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. So I'm grateful for that. But I expect and anticipate it to get like horrible, right? Like really bad. As the week progresses and whatnot, and then eventually be able to kind of level out. Forgive me, I'm just trying to be able to capture this thing so I can be able to let everyone know where we are and how we're jamming over here. All right. So I got a text, guys. If you want to be able to give me a call, you can call live and persons can be able to hear your voice. You can do that. So we still have all those mechanisms in place. And I'd love you to be able to join me. So give me a call, 827-0111, 827-0111. And we can be able to take good care of you in that area. Let's be decent, right? Let me see if I can be able to do this, right? Oh, Lord, where this is. Okay. So let's make some things happen, guys. I got a text just now, and a lot of persons are saying to me, Howard, just remain balanced in your perspective. Oh, don't get frazzled by anyone as you continue to do what you're doing. Remain balanced in that particular. I want to thank you, man. I want to thank you so very kindly for that. There is a carnal desire that we have to be able to jump into some other things, but I don't want that to be the crux, the base, the soul of what we're doing. That's just not what the intent is here. That's not what the intent is. All right. I want to be transparent and forthcoming with you to let you know that there was indifference. There was a position where we have taken a very strong approach to be able to scrutinize the Free National Movement's approach to leadership and just look at that through the lens of what our expectations could be from the Free National Movement in the event that they found themselves in leadership of the country, right? And just being able to talk like that has placed me in proverbial hot water with those people. But I'm good. I got a couple calls. Oh, Jesus, Howard, I hope you're good, baby. Oh. Oh God, Howard, listen, baby. Oh God, you gotta watch when you call these people name. You know, these things that happen. Who are these people? Listen, man, you'll have to know that we're in a different space now. I know that your mind is still captured, and sometimes it's still fresh. The victimization that's been levied against you by these particular persons. Okay, I accept that. There is a new dispensation of leadership that's coming up in this country who understands that scrutiny comes along with the job. Yeah, man. You may not like it, but you're going to have to deal with it. That scrutiny is a part of the package deal. That the success that you have when you're stepping over this kind of a threshold to say that I've got it, oh God, I've got it. That there is scrutiny associated with that. And sometimes you don't want this package deal, which is fine. Sometimes you don't want the package deal. Sometimes you find yourself in this kind of position to say, oh, I want. No, you got to get it. You can get this work. And it's okay. Let's talk about some things, guys. A lot of things happened over the past month. Let's dive into those things. Last night, the Free National Movement, or night before last, the Free National Movement has ratified another 7 candidates to their lineup of 17, right? So that's like 24. Another 7 candidates they've actually rolled out, and very peculiar how things have happened and being able to identify those things. I want to talk about it a bit and dive into it with you because this is extremely interesting to me. I don't care about the politics in terms of the individuals, but I want to be able to talk about this particular concept and idea as to whether or not they've blossomed, the organization. They've grew significantly from the last dispensation of leaderships or of candidates that they've rolled out. Have they grown significantly? Are we seeing fresh faces? Has the process been transparent? Is there a sense of alleviation? Is there this sort of an idea of support that we're seeing? We see little to none of that. I want my producer to be able to play that for me right now and let everyone see what happened last night. This is something I picked up off of TikTok. We're going to play it right now for you. Check it out.
The Magnificent Seven that was ratified tonight. We brought Denny Penn, Maki, fired up and ready to go. We ratified Travis Robinson. Helping them make some noise. Senator Michael Barnett Ellis for Kalani. FNM. Travania Clark Hall for Seabreeze. More fire. Choose Lincoln because he will steal the deal. We are here to work for you. Heather McDonald. Oh, what a powerful woman for Angleson. FNM. So Fed Roll will work for you day and night. FNM. We took the time to evaluate well over 100 potential candidates. We want the new, who are energized, filled with vision alongside the veterans. We selected leaders who are prepared to put country and party before personal ambition. We intend to fire the PLP. Join us as we decide to fire the PLP. Fire them! Fire them! More fire! More fire!
Okay, so there's a lot going on there. First and foremost, there was a lot going on in the constituency of Southern Shores. Over the past year and a half, maybe almost 2 years, there has been persons on the ground in Southern Shores that have been walking the ground for a while, right? And in walking the ground, they've touched some persons and being able to make the connections necessary to be able to see themselves move over and move up and beyond this position. So they want to be able to get the ratification. They want to be able to get the nomination. They want to be able to show themselves strong in the constituency of Southern Shores. Now, those persons would have been Shepherd. Oh, God, I forget the next name. I know Miriam Emanuel Shepherd was in that particular space, and there was another one. Oh Lord, please forgive me. Please forgive me. This is not for. I don't do this with ill intent. So please forgive me. But there was a third person, right, who was in the constituency for a very long time, vying for that particular constituency. I was always indifferent with this. I didn't understand what the Free National Movement was doing, confusing the people of any constituency. I think we saw some of this happen also in the constituency of Fox Hill, which is very peculiar. I didn't understand exactly what was going on. And what happened for the most part is this sort of an idea where everything was being rolled out, and in the midst of these things, persons being rolled out and all these things like that, they would say, yeah, go in the constituency and just try your hand and try to do what you got to do in the constituency, which is weird. It's weird. Like, what the hell are you doing? There's one candidate here rocking the ground, doing what we have to do. Then you stuff it with another candidate, and you stuff it with another candidate. So if I'm a constituent in Southern Shores, one day I hear, good afternoon, how you doing? I'm with the Free National Movement, and we want to be here. Next day, well, good afternoon, how you doing? I'm with the Free National. But how much are you all in this constituency? Jesus God. No. We're just trying to be able to get everything straight, but I'll be the candidate. And after all these persons would have been in this constituency, rocking the constituency, dealing with the constituency, identifying those things, looking the highs and lows, and being able to see all those things, what happened? They stuff another person in the constituency. Who's that person? Denny Penn. Yeah. She had aspirations to be able to do something in Abaco, North Abaco. But that didn't work out. And so I am made to understand. See, y'all just don't like when I say these things. Y'all don't like when I say these things. You want me to be indifferent. You want to be a liar. But I was made to understand that she had a significant conversation with former leadership of the Free National Movement that advised her to take her chances elsewhere, out of North Abaco. And so she did that. She did that. She found herself on the ground. She worked it. One thing about Denali now, we had an opportunity to be able to sit with her before, and it was a great conversation that we had with her. But the truth of the matter is that one thing about her, and what we've come to find out and understand, is that she's a worker bee. Like, she's going to go after it, right? Like, she is persistent, consistent, determined. And being able to find herself in this particular position, she speaks these affirmations almost apostolically to say that this is going to happen. So then they found herself in this. She was the last person out the gate, right? Old people used to tell you, first rat in the hole, the tail covered. It seems as though the hole was, inverted. Yeah, because the first ones in were out, and the last one, he was safe. So Denny's in this particular position, and I've been speaking with her over the months and asking her about her position. Every time we hear a little bit sip about what happened, she'd always say, well, you must see no more than me. You tell me, right? So I said, I don't know. I'm calling you to ask you. Well, I don't know, but we're waiting to hear official word. And I have great relationships with other persons, more specifically with Bishop Emmanuel. And so I would ask him or ask Miriam, hey, listen, how things are looking. It's just straight up just asking them, right? Howard, we're waiting. We haven't heard anything, right? Long story short, there was an expectation that Miriam Emmanuel would have been favored for this particular position. But after the dynamics have shifted, there has been an element that came in that shifted everything. And in the midst of that, we saw Delhi be able to go into overdrive. Yeah, man, go into overdrive. A couple of weeks before I left the other space that I was in, I would have heard these people say things like, Dwayne Sands was trying to get, this is what came out of the Free National Movement to my ears. Okay? You fighting me? You fighting me. I saying to you, this is what came out of the Free National Movement to my ears. I can't get an amen from you. I just trying to make you understand something. Okay? The people tell me, they say, Howard, Dwayne Sands is trying to get the nomination in Southern Shores. I thought it was a travesty. I thought it was repulsive. The idea alone make me gag. It was disgusting. The thought that the chairman of an organization, in every seat that he'd vied for or sought any level of nomination or recognition from or for, he was rejected. He went down to Long Island and people say, we don't want him. Hubert Ingram supports him relentlessly, wear his shirt in the last election when JoBeth Colby whooped his behind. Walk Elizabeth with him, and what's happened? What happened? Why he ain't walk him to North Abaco? Because he had plans for some other candidate to be able to be in that space. Boodle. So you ain't get North Abaco. I understand that there was conversations about the possibility of him being able to look at Central Grand Bahama. I understand that there was this sort of a murmuring that existed about him looking at St. Anne's. Everywhere he went, he was rejected. Until yesterday, when I saw some pictures roll out with the former Minister of Health, former member of Cabinet, and former member of Parliament in the constituency of Elizabeth, in this constituency of Elizabeth for an after to back to school jam. This is what the hell are y'all doing? What y'all doing? Now he go on there and give some bag away. I don't know what else he do. So he's back in Elizabeth. Y'all praying hard for these alleged indictments to come down. You praying hard. And if y'all could manifest that, y'all would do it. because Jobeth is going to cut your behind in Elizabeth. You know that. I know that. You might as well just mail your $400 and let that be. You know that. You know that. You praying. These allegations, these speculations, these words, all these things, you're praying that the smoke, the thick smog that exists and continue to be able to surround these spaces has some validity, some value, and that you can see the light of day in that particular capacity. And so we saw that. We saw that, and we saw Denley in a particular capacity. Now, I don't expect Bishop Emmanuel, I don't expect Carol Shepherd, I don't expect any of those persons who, and the third person who was in that constituency, right? I don't expect any of those persons to go AWOL on the organization. I don't expect there to be this sort of a rejection of the idea. I don't expect that. I just don't expect that. I don't expect that. But I want you to know that there exists some indifference. Yeah. You got to be able to give God praise for the class. Yeah, because that was a classy approach that you see this happened, that happened. And it was a classy approach. I don't think Bishop's going to kick up a storm. He's not going to kick up a fuss. Miriam Emanuel, she's not that character. She's a woman of God. She's not that kind of a character. She's not. But that doesn't mean that something went absolutely horribly wrong. Something went absolutely horribly wrong as it relates to the transparency of what and the communication that exists between the candidate, potential candidate, and the organization. There should have been formality. There should have been a conversation. There should have been a cutting down. There should have been some things. It didn't happen. It just didn't happen. So Danley Penn's in that particular space, and good for her. Congratulations to her and her ratification. This is not to be able to besmirch you, your name. Like we said, we believe that you have that determination. We believe that you have that kind of a focus and drive to continue to be able to push things forward. We're grateful. We're happy for you. We support you. We want to be able to see these particular things for you. You're going to have a significant challenge if the PLP ever considers to put Clinton Watson in that space. You don't have a chance. It's going to be a hell of a fight for you. Yeah. Clinton Watson is a national voice. It's a national voice. And so that's going to be a seat for us to look at. We always look at that corridor to make a determination as to whether or not the economy could change. So when you look at the corridor to make a determination to identify whether or not there's a shift in the South, if there's a shift in the South, and then moving up in that kind of space to Tall Pines, and then you see it moving into Kalani, into Carmichael Road, and then you see it moving into Yamacraw and all those spaces. If there's a shift that's happening on that Campaign Road, on that back, all the way down there, Zion Boulevard, all the way down there, right? If there's a shift happening, then we know that some things are going to happen. I just want to listen, man. Let's talk. I want to talk about Heather. Heather had an opportunity to be able to Heather McDonald got ratified the other night. Congratulations to Heather. She is, I know her from Grandma. I know her from Grandma to see her there. I don't, I know her like that, right? So, but I know her, I've observed her, and her family, her sisters, whatnot, being able to move this, and her older brother, Cranston. So congratulations to her. This is going to be a mammoth task. Now, I don't know whether or not this is just an idea to be able to get your feet wet. I don't know whether or not you want to find yourself in this position and get your feet wet and put yourself at the forefront of the fray. I don't know whether or not there was a conversation to say, okay, even if you're not successful in this particular space, we will provide you an opportunity to be able to sit in the Senate. I don't know. But we know that Glenn Hanamart has been the proverbial cornerstone for the PLP in these particular things, right? All right, let me take a quick break, guys. I said my voice sounds a little bit weird, so let's fix these things up. We still dealing with the technical stuff, all right? We'll take a break. When we get back, we'll talk a little more about Glenn Hanam and the strength that is. I'm going to quick break. We'll be right back after this. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Forgive me if you heard that kind of distortion. Please, we jamming. We're doing this thing. And so this is our inaugural kind of a rollout, just to ensure that everything is done. So I'm hoping that you bear with me as we continue to be able to grow from glory to glory and make these things happen. Yeah, we were talking about, when we left off, we talked about Heather in her particular capacity, Heather McDonald. Like I said, I know her brothers. I know her brother, Cranston, married to my cousin, Tina, in Grand Bahama. I know her family. I don't know her and her sister, but I know their older brother. He worked with me at our Lucaya hotel. A very good friend and very, very talented. He is a cameraman extraordinaire. He does plays, the whole thing. He's very good, right? And so even if she has a pinch of the talent that her older brother has, I know that you're in for a significant ride if you're giving her an opportunity in the city, in the constituency of Angliston. But we know that this is going to be a challenge for her. I mean, there's no two ways about this. We know that this is going to be a challenge for her. We know that Glenys is relentless in her particular capacity. We know that there is an allegiance that exists for and with Glenys in the constituency of Angliston. We know that. We're not going to pretend with it. We're not going to play with it. We're going to try to figure out whether or not this is... Listen, we know that there exists a relationship. It seems as though that it's unbreakable. A bond between the constituents of that area of Angliston and Glenys. Now, no one's saying that you can't win. And a lot of persons like to be able to conjure up this sort of an idea that suppose. Yeah. Like my mother used to say, suppose we didn't have no nose. Then we would breathe through our ears. Suppose don't make a difference. Yeah, we're not talking about suppose. We're talking about what we've seen on the ground historically over these past few months. Over these past few years, or decade or so, however long Glenys has been in her particular past, I think from 2000, it's crazy. But nonetheless, we don't expect Glenys to be defeated in that particular area. We're not saying that it can't happen. We don't expect it. And so we're hoping that you take this journey with grace. Yeah, I know that you're not supposed to be able to talk in this particular light, but I want to be able to speak with clarity, right? We're hoping that you take on that kind of a posture with that Loretta took, that says, I never lose, I only learn, right? That no matter what happens, that you can garner those experiences and take you on to the next space in your life that God has called you to. Yeah. Even if you've been in victory, we would like you to do so with grace. I think that's one of the things that I'd like to be able to see from the entire organization of the Free National Movement, especially those new faces. I'd like you to be able to win with grace and understanding that this transformation that exists in this particular space for growth. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see those particular things happen. All right. And just to be able to be clear, so all the best to you, all the absolute best to you. I want to see you do well, my dear. Continue to be able to do well. And we want to be able to see you grow. Now, I don't know this lady, Clark Hall and Seabreeze. I don't know her. I don't know her at all. I've never heard her name politically. I've never seen her. Some persons have called me and says, Howard, she was Leslie's general in the last general election. I don't know that. There's some pictures that came out on social media that actually started to talk about this sort of an idea that she was a PLP. I don't know. I'm only observing. I'm starting at ground zero with her entirely. I don't know this woman at all. And so as I look at this, I only could say all the best. And you're going up against a machine in Seabreeze. And if you were the actual general, based upon the information that came out, then there is an expectation that you would know the beast that exists in that particular space in Leslie. The team that she has, the connections, the reach that she has, almost instant gratification in this particular space. You should know that. If you don't know, you will very soon. So congratulations to you in your particular capacity. All the absolute best. Who else we looking at? Safent Roll being able to go up against Dr. Davo should be interesting. Safent Roll had great aspirations for some time to be able to step into frontline politics. He has played his capacity, and he played it well in the Free National Movement as a general secretary for the organization. He has served in various capacities in the organization, and he is steadfast in being able to serve the Free National Movement in one capacity or any capacity that they would desire. So his desires were burning for him to be able to be in frontline politics, I want to say, over the past maybe two election cycles. And he has finally been given an opportunity, been ratified in this particular capacity with this crew to be the standard bearer for the constituency of Tall Pines against Dr. Davo, right? I haven't heard enough negative about Dr. Darvel to give you any positive word of success. I haven't. I know Dr. Darvel moved from Grand Bahama and moved to Nassau. And when we looked at him in Pine Ridge, and the defeat that came in that particular space to McAlpine, and moving to Nassau and finding himself in this kind of a position, I don't know. I don't know whether or not he made better on the approach of being able to deal with some people. I don't know. And if he's done that, then he's in a position of success. If he's satisfied those people from Tall Pines, he's in a position of success. If he has not, you still have an uphill battle, because he's a seasoned politician. And there is blood in the eyes of the PLP. They have a desire to win. So this is for you to prove yourself, for you to commit, and for you to be able to find yourself in the position of growth and development. So all the best to you, Safend. And we're going to watch your race with bated breath, with an expectation that you're going to pick up some traditionalists. You're going to pick up those persons who are Free National Movement members, members, and relentlessly committed to the organization. You're going to pick up some things. You're going to pick them up. But this election is not about that. This election, I don't believe, is just between the FNM and the PLP. This election is between what have you done for me, what you intend to do for me, what you can show me now. Yeah, it's kind of superficial, but that's what it is. What have you done for me, what you intend to do for me, what you can show me now. Do it now. I can't wait for you to do it later. Do it now. That's just what it is. So you better know how you can get these things done. Praise God. And I got to be able to give a shout out to Lincoln Deal, man. Lincoln Deal is in the Constituency. I'm currently in Freetown. I have moved from Golden Isles. I now live in Freetown. And saw Lincoln yesterday. Saw him yesterday. And I'm sorry, Saturday. So I'm Saturday. And hey, Howard, what's up? Hey, what's up, man? Congratulations. And all the best to you and your family. And we wish you, all the best, right? Oh, Howard, right off the top, they're gonna need six. I want your support. And I like how he does this. Lincoln has been in the background of the organization enough. He's been a part of the torchbearers. He's been the vice chairman of the organization. He has been in the organization long enough to know that the language has to be straight, direct, and forthcoming. It doesn't have to be this kind of a watered down, hey man, what's up? No. Hey, listen, I want your support, right? And I too have been in this kind of a thing long enough to know that I don't have time to bull skate. So he and I had a very frank conversation. I care not to tell you what we spoke about. Lincoln, I won't do that. And I said all the best. I said, but you still have a strong candidate in the person of Dwayne Sands. And I feel like, can I be honest with you? There is a lot kind of hinged on this idea that, and they keep tugging at this. There's a lot of hinge on this idea that says, boy, when these indictments come down, and I think that that's a lazy approach. If I was after a woman and she had a boyfriend, oh boy, when this boyfriend get an accident, when this boyfriend fall down, I shouldn't wish for calamity on these particular people to show the character and the capability of what I have and to present it accordingly. Come and talk to me. I can't even get no amen. I think that's lazy politics. And so many politicians have become extremely lazy over the course of a generation in this country. You've gotten an education to do absolutely nothing. You've gotten an education, you haven't gotten insight. You've gotten an education, you don't have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All you have is education, which is still proving to be a hindrance to progression, growth, and productivity in this country. You sit in this kind of a position just waiting for someone to be able to say something to you, and this is just bananas to me. That's bananas to me. I don't understand it. And so you sit in this kind of a position, and I say right off the top, and I say, hey, listen, you're going to have a challenge. You're going to have a challenge with Wayne Monroe. If Wayne Monroe decides to go again, which I believe that he is, if there's a fallacy in this sort of an idea, smoke and mirrors concept about the possibility of being able to even, these allegations would have his name on these proverbial list. If none of that happens, you have to look at a demographic cut right down the middle in this country. Grassroots and middle to upper middle class. This is going to be a far stretch. And these are the type of constituencies that you have to work and work and work and hope that Blair could take you over the top. Because Camp Road may not necessarily be that. Yeah. And with these fringe organizations who've been in these particular spaces, with the Joshua Source that's down there, that's been feeding people, they are going to chip in. I don't know how they can chip in, but they're going to chip in significantly against your voters. The voters that you need to be able to get in the constituency of Freetown. So it's going to be a challenge, guys, and I want to wish all of you the absolute best. I don't see this kind of an uproar that's boiling to the surface just yet about indifference. I heard in the constituency of Freetown, we saw Anthony Bloom come out with his T-shirts indicating that Freetown wants Bloom. And then I saw a picture with him have some baking soda on his nose. I just want to be decent. I just want to be decent. I know this is the internet. I don't have to be decent, but I want to be decent. So I saw the thing on his nose, and he captured it. The only reason he captured it, he said, "Yeah, when I was 18 years old, I made a mistake. All right, I've paid for that. I've done this. I've done that, and I want to be able to show reformation and change can happen in these particular spaces. And so I want your support." And this is why Freetown wants Blue, right? Blue, I like you, man. I don't know you. I don't know you in terms of your drive and what you've been doing in those areas, but I like you. I like you didn't run away from this. You didn't run away from your past. You stood up. You said, "This is where I am. This is who I am. And this is what it is." Praise God for you, my brother. Y'all guys continue to be able to do well. When we get back, I want to talk a little bit about Clint Watson, my good friend over at ZNES, and being able to talk about this sort of an idea and the F&M's posture and being able to say that Clint should resign. We heard the chairman take on this kind of position that Clint should resign. For what? Clint resign for what? Y'all got to be crazy. Let's take a quick break, guys. We're going to be right back after this.
life from day to day, thinking about getting old. Stay young, stay strong, live happily. Then you'll be guaranteed to look sexy like me. It doesn't matter how the days may come and go. It's all about the way you feel, so I've got to let you know. Age ain't nothing but a number. You're just all that you feel. Even though I move a little slower, everything I do is twice as sweet. Just like wine. All the time, champagne, my name. I'm so young, feeling fine. 6 young girls all the time. Oh, sounding good, Brady, sounding good, baby. Ay, ay, ay.
About the things I did, and I want to do some more.
Even though my set may change, my hair turn a little white, I take one day at a time and I party every night.
It doesn't matter how days may come and go. It's all about the way you feel. I'm here to let you know that age ain't nothing but a number. So what if I ain't got no teeth? The reason why I move a little slower, I got corn on top of both my feet, but just like wine,
all the time,
champagne, my name, caviar from afar, candy, brandy, marshmallow, jello, sugar time, all the time. Slower now. You know I can't go too fast because I want it to last. Yes, indeed.
All the time, carry on.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I almost tell you where it was. I almost tell you where it was. I ain't gonna calm down, right? It's too much. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Grateful to be in your company, jamming with you, talking like this. We keep getting better with time and being able to jam like this. I'm grateful, always grateful to be able to be in your company. It's one of the things that I didn't do with this sort of an excitement to dive into it. There's 2 persons I didn't have an opportunity to be able to talk to you about. Now, Fort Charlotte is going to be Travis Robinson, my friend Travis Robinson. No ill will towards him. I'm sure that he's going to be able to do well in that particular constituency, but there is this sort of a kind of a conversation about the possibility of being able to see Sabas, who is in the PLP's module, aspirants module, being able to sit in that particular space. Now, listen to me. In the event that Sabats, right? This just in commemoration to Rodney Munker, right? In the event that Sabats decides to be able to put his name forward for this particular constituency, you're going to have a challenge. Yeah, you're going to have a challenge. You're going to have a challenge. I can't say you can win, you can lose. But if finances is the determining factor, you got to make sure that you got your money together. Yeah, because Bahamian people ain't into this kind of a casual conversation no more. They just, yeah, we ain't into that. Yeah, I tell you what happened. I ran in the constituency of Grand Bahama, in central Grand Bahama. In central Grand Bahama talking and being able to jam the way that we talking. So I said, good afternoon, how you doing? My name is Howard Grant. How you doing? My name is Howard Grant, and I'm with the Democratic National Alliance. I'm with the DNA, and we have great plans and ideas. I just wanted to know if I can grab some of your time to be able to talk about that. The Rasta fella says to me, he says, yeah, true, Ja, I hear what you're saying and everything like that, right? But you got $100? So I said, what? $100? Sir. He said, look out, big man. You want me to vote for you, right? So I said, I would love you to vote for me. So he said, you got $100? I said, no, sir. He said, well, I can't vote for you. I said, sir, you're about to, and I give him the whole spiel. You're about to sell your birthright of your children. He got like 5 kids, and his empress pregnant, right? He got like 5 kids running up and down the house, and his empress pregnant. I said, you're about to sell your birthright and find yourself in this position where you're not empowered to take care of your neck. He said, big man, listen, man, I didn't know what you got to say. I need $100. You got it? And I said, I was dead broke. I'm about to tell you the truth. I was dead broke. And I was too ashamed, right? So I said, sir, well, all the absolute best to you and your family and all. So I get the money. This boiled down to money. And it boiled down to how you spend your money. Yeah, you're going to have to figure these things out. Yeah, so all the best to Travis in this particular capacity. Now I want to talk a little taste about Kalani. Now, Lincoln Deal had Lincoln Deal served people more sauce. Jesus, you the thing is all kind of repass. He served people more sauce in Kalani. He had all sorts of events. He did everything in Kalani, serving those persons and serving with those persons. He served in the capacity as a campaign general for the former Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis. So he served in this capacity, and he had a desire to be able to move in as the substantive candidate in that particular constituency. He and I spoke months ago. Lincoln, hello, straight. I said to him, you're not going to give the nomination. Oh, Howard, he was upset with me. He was up. Oh, Howard, this is me and him talking. This is me and him talking. I think people have to have a greater appreciation that I ain't lying to you. I don't have the time to lie to you. And if you want me to say what you think I should say to kind of stroke your ego and whatnot, I'm just not that kind of guy. I'm not going to do that. I'm not here to be able to kiss your foot and your behind. No, I don't do that. I tell him straight off. I say, I don't think you get the nomination. Yeah, but Howard, you got to, and he says to me, you got to choose a side, right? It was this keep coming to me, right? He said to me months ago. So I said, no, Lincoln, I could provide you an opportunity to be able to. I said, I have to be straight down the middle. I said, I have to be middle of the road in this particular capacity. I said, I'm not a part of the Free National Movement. I keep telling people this. I don't know why y'all don't listen to me. I'm not a part of the Free National Movement. I sit in the capacity of neutrality with the desire to be able to speak to a national perspective and indicate where we should go as a nation. That's it. So I said to him, I said, I don't think you can get the nomination. I think he was a little upset with me. All right. He wasn't like pissed, but he was a little upset with me. I said, I don't think you get the nomination. I don't think the Free National Movement give you the nomination. I just said what it is. And I said, even if you get the nomination, you can't beat Dr. Minnis. Oh, Howard, I've served with him, and I hear him, and I ain't gonna fight him. I like what he say. He's enthusiastic. Very good. But I don't think you can get a nomination. And you ain't get the nomination. Not for that constituency. I was made to understand that the ratification for Michael Barnett happened on an August Monday at a remote location. Y'all just don't think I get this information. I was made to understand that the ratification took some time. I was made to understand that there was an extensive conversation being had about the fact that Lincoln Deal wasn't going to get it. And then I hear some things chop coming up. And so, like I said, congratulations to the fact that you got Freetown. Congratulations to the fact that you got in those particular positions. But I also know that the deputy leader was also looking at Freetown. See, you only want me to talk like this. You only want me to talk like this. Yeah, because the deputy leader need a place to go to. Because Michael Alcides working in St. Barnabas. So it'd be interesting to be able to see those things, unless you've decided, come hell or high water, you'll represent in this particular capacity. And if you go out with the tide, then so be it. But if you stand strong like a coconut tree, then so be it. You got to figure these particular things out. You just can't keep running, man. You can't keep running. So congratulations to him. And Michael Barnett, congratulations to you in that particular capacity also. I still believe that Minis has the upper hand on all these particular things. I know a lot of persons are having this kind of a conversation to say that Michael Barnett's father, Justice Barnett, will be able to assist her, right? And he's not a politician. Not in the capacity that you desire. Not in a memorable kind of a capacity. There is a significant respect that all of us continue to be able to give to him for the service that he's rendered in this country over the years. There is a significant respect that we have for him and an adoration of sorts. But if we're going to be transparent and talk about this and be real, yeah, this your daddy can't help you. Not here. Not now. And I understand that there was a great relationship existing between your father and the former prime minister. And I don't like the kind of the filth that I heard behind that. But nonetheless, I understand that there was a great relationship that existed between your father and the former prime minister. Great. But none of that can help you. You got to get on the ground, and all of them 5 people I see behind you walking out that corner. You got to get on the ground and you got to have strategy. I think young politicians are more excited about this idea of opportunity without understanding that you need to be able to have a strategy. You need to have a strategy. You should have already mapped the area. You should have identified where your strengths are. If you continue to be able to relegate all of this on your general that's being sent to you, then what the hell they got you for? You have to get yourself prepared. Because Minis have his belt out and he already done fold it. He come to whoop everyone in the constituency. Now, I don't know if Ronnie Duncombe is going to be running for the Progressive Liberal Party in that constituency again. But this is going to be a challenge for you. And you look like you're up to the challenge. But I ask that, I don't ask nothing. Let me stay with your business. But I'd like to see this kind of preparation to move forward and make some things happen. All right. I want you to see something, man. This is Clint Watson. Put Clint Watson up on the camera. This is Clint Watson. Clint Watson, as in the papers the other day, Clint Watson in this particular capacity. A lot of persons have been speaking about him. And he is currently the general manager of ZNS, right? You know that. Clint has been doing an astounding job. Pull back. Okay, you can put it back, right? So Clint is he's been doing an astounding job. And I don't care what you say and how you feel about it. Clint has allowed a space on his show, The Rundown. He's allowed for a space for significant debate. So you got FNM, you got PLP, you got COI, you got Independent. You got so many persons on this discussion that's being able to talk about the next dispensation. I heard the gentleman come on the other day and say, Clint, you always you have a motive and you have a this. And Clint, he dealt with it. He didn't dismiss the guy. He didn't, he dealt with it accordingly. I want to congratulate Clint in this particular capacity for the things that he's done in this, and because, it takes a lot of man to be able to understand that there has to be a level of transparency, a level of integrity. This idea of democracy, it should not be Casper. It should not be a ghost. We should be able to understand, see, feel, touch democracy And this introduction of what we've seen happen to and on ZNS is sort of an introduction that he's opening up, and I'm watching different persons get into digital spaces, and I'm watching other persons being able to do it. Clint, you're doing well, my brother. You did well, and you continue to do well. Continue to do that. Yeah, there are some people who come in and they make a determination that I am going to, they don't never try to do better. They just hold the bar, hold the mark. No, Clint, you pushed the envelope. You've done well. You continue to be able to do well. I must congratulate you, and I want all the best for you in your future. Now, as it relates to this sort of an idea that you are vying for the constituency, and then the Prime Minister spoke about it. You're vying for the constituency, or you're vying for a nomination to be considered for the constituency of Southern Shores. I don't see why not. 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 I think he should be considered. If he won't leave his good government job, if he won't leave the perks of being able to be in that organization, at the head of ZNS, because he doesn't have to go. Now, there's some implication that the Free National Movement may not keep him in the event that they find themselves in the victorious position. But nonetheless, that's only as a result of him being able to take on this position. He's good. He's damn good at doing what he does. He's good. The former general manager in that particular capacity, Kaylisa DeVoe Isaacs, has done some things, and she stayed steadfast in this area through 2 administrations. So there's no saying that he can't do that. Why not? Why the man can't do that? He could do that if he had found himself in the middle of the road with neutrality. I'm sure that he would have been given consideration, unless it's for political mischief. You know, I was sitting in the parish hall in Grand Bahama with a letter for consideration of a West End constituency after my mother said to me, baby, you should try to put your hand in 2012. I was sitting in the parish hall, St. Stephen's Parish Hall, where the Free National Movement had the constituency meeting in the parish hall. And so it was stuffed, and we were waiting on leadership from the Free National Movement to come down. And so whilst we were waiting, everybody gathered in and we sat down and whatnot, and, Hubert Ingram coming and all these things like that, and everything happened like that. So as we're sitting down there, I thought, and I can show you pictures, I'm in there. Okay? Let's just be very clear. Very clear. I was there. So Hubert Ingram walks in, right? This is just his posture. That's why I tell you, we could compile information that this is what he's done over the course of his leadership in this country. This is just what he does. And no one says, hey, listen, this is the supersession of democracy. You should let it run its course. No one says that. There are always caveats that they find and loopholes that they slide themselves into, and no one says anything about it. No one says anything about it. But I say something about it, and I'm the damn villain, which is bananas. Nonetheless, I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down in this space, right? Sitting down in space. And as I'm sitting here, Hubert Ingram walks in. And Pakeisha Parker walks behind him. Now, there had already been rumors, there's sort of an idea, that she would have been given an opportunity to do some stuff. We heard it. We didn't know. I'm sorry about that. We didn't know whether or not it would be, if it's factual. We don't know what's happening. Hubert Ingram walks in, right behind him walks Pakeisha Parker. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for being able to be here. Right, this is Hubert Ingram, right? I don't make fun of him. This is just his cadence and his speech pattern, right? This is how he speaks. So he says, now I know that you're waiting here, and there is an allegiance and a rule to democracy that exists in these particular spaces. But I want to say to you that you do me this favor. Do this for me. I ask you for this, please. I want Pakeisha Parker in this particular position. Rosny jumped up. I nominate Pakeisha Parker in this particular capacity. The entire time I've been talking to Rosny about the possibility of being able to sit in this particular capacity and what I do and blah, 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 blah. And Rossi's very transparent. He passed away now. He's very transparent, and he was always just telling me, Howard, you should do this, you should do that, you should do the next. In 2012. Right? This is before the DNA even came, to me. So Rosny says, I nominate. Somebody jump up and say, I second it. Bam! The meeting was over. The meeting was over. She was on the air. She was still on the air. And nobody had no hard feelings. We supported her. We stood behind her. My mother stood behind her right after Hubert Ingram and the Boundaries Committee came to 8 Mile Rock and dig out the entire constituency. They dig out the whole constituency. No 8 Mile Rock exists. They dig out the constituency. Gone. Now this constituency is West Grand, Bahama, and Bimini. I trying to show you, man. We have been subject to an idea that exists in his head for how this country should run without participation. That's all this is. All this is a desire for transparent, democratic participation. And you fight me for that. You fight me because he knows all the answers. No, he don't know all the answers. And you fight me that he has all the answers. Now, Clint Watson, in his particular capacity, after serving significantly, after incrementally finding himself moving from step to step, from glory to glory, in his capacity when he slipped up in the office of the Prime Minister, indicating that the Prime Minister approaches every single situation in a particular manner, and he speaks one audience, and then he didn't mean any ill intent. It's just a slip of the tongue. Maybe he didn't construct in his mind as quick as his mouth was able to say that. But the Prime Minister understood his allegiance, his commitment, his worth, his value, his talent, and transferred him into another capacity and position, which is at the head at ZNS. He gets the ZNS and revamps the entire thing. Revamps the entire thing. After he revamped it, we saw young people coming out. We saw enthusiasm. We saw all these things coming out on TikTok. We saw this participation. We saw all great stuff. We saw show after show. We saw persons come back. We saw everything. Clint Watson did this. And then we held our breath. I held my breath to find out whether or not there'll be a level of transparency existing in this particular space. I held my breath. And then boom, diversification pop up on the people's screen. FNM, PLP, COI, DNA, whoever else was on the thing. This man did it. And he has gone to the Prime Minister and asked for consideration. There is formality to be able to take to get to those particular steps. You must go through a module, and going through those modules, he did it. He did it. He did it. Why shouldn't the Prime Minister give him consideration after I've seen or heard more specifically, right? I've heard that Jay Philippe, who's currently at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, is considering running for the Free National Movement, vying and giving himself a service in the Free National Movement. I'm hearing FNMs actively have a conversation about this. This man is currently an employee of ZNS. As senator in his particular capacity, listen now, let's just shoot straight. Jamal Moss served and he was simultaneously working or never was discharged from his duties and his position at ZNS. Fred Mitchell came from ZNS. Obi Wilchcombe came from ZNS. All these things have happened. Fred Mitchell, Obi Wilchcombe, all these particular persons would have worked in some capacity. There's a natural transition, it seems, in this particular country. Forgive me, one of the cameras overheated, so we're just dealing with that. Right? There's a natural progression and this sort of an idea of movement from one space to another as it relates to service in this country, from media to parliament. It happens. Not everybody. But if you have aspirations and whatnot, we're talking to every one of your constituents every single day. Yeah, it may be easier for these particular persons who have this exposure to find themselves in victory. And you're fighting him. I disagree with you. I disagree with you wholeheartedly. I disagree with you 100%. I believe that you should afford Clint Watson an opportunity to serve. That's just me. I believe that you should afford Clint Watson an opportunity to serve. Yeah. And I want to be able to thank the Prime Minister in his particular capacity for being transparent with that. You know, he didn't bull skate us. He didn't pull any punches. The chairman of the organization has indicated that the consideration would be given for PLPs and anyone who has a desire to be able to serve in this particular capacity. Right off the top, you need to come to one of these modules. Simple. Sabah shows up. He ain't too big to show up. Sabah shows up. And Clint shows up. You fighting him. You're fighting him. It needs to stop. All the best to you, Clint. All the absolute best to you, my brother. I want you to be able to do well in your capacity if given the opportunity. If not, I know that you're going to still continue to be able to soar and move from glory to glory. I know a lot of persons are indifferent with you because they see politics at the forefront, but I'm seeing a level of professionalism and a level of service in these rendered in these particular capacities. Despite your preference for one political party or another, you have maintained and retained a position of professionalism straight through, and I want to be able to commend you, my brother, for being able to move on and continue to do those things. And I want to thank the Prime Minister, like I said, for being able to take on this particular capacity and do it with transparency. Yeah, he did it with style. And he continues to do well. Before any consideration for the PLP, Clint was a professional. He was articulate. He was insightful. He had 17,000 of y'all. 17,000 of y'all, including me, on a ride with him in the middle of lockdown as he was in them little tight car just riding around the city. 17,000 of us was on a ride with Clint Watson. He made popular the Lion's Den. He made popular Beyond the Headlines. He has done a tremendous amount. Every time he puts his hand to something, it is successful, it is professional, it is consistent, and he presents himself in that particular light. He don't present himself like a PLP. He don't say, I'm a PLP. No, that's what you assume. That's what you identify. That's what you would like to be able to say about him. Yeah, you wish to denigrate and be able to put someone in this position. That's what you want to do. I can answer this online. If you're calling me now, I can be able to take this on, right? There's a telephone call coming through. Let me answer the call. Caller, you're on the air with us live. I don't know if you mean to call me like this. Go ahead, you can talk.
Howard Grant.
Julian Francis, what's happening, my brother?
Ferguson, Ferguson.
Ferguson.
You on live.
You could hear me? You could see me?
Calling Howard Grant, what are we talking about today?
Can you see me? Oh, no, you can't see me.
I can't see you in person.
You can't see at all.
I can see you on TV. I mean on the phone.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm on.
I'm legally blind, you know, Howard.
I know. My apologies, my brother. What's happening with you? I appreciate you calling me, my brother. What's happening with you? How things?
What are you discussing today?
No, we're just talking about some general stuff that's happened at the top of the hour. I started
the
to.
7 candidates on Thursday.
Yeah, we talked about the 7 candidates on Thursday. We talked about the difficulties some of them will have, and we still congratulate them.
The difficulties that 7 of them will have, but the governing party would decide one of their fate. If the governing party sends the wrong candidate in Southern Shores, they will decide Mrs. Penn's fate. But let's go through it piece by piece. If you'd allow me 3 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
I
Take it 2
understand
minutes.
they can't win in Anderson.
Okay, we know that.
Fort Charlotte, they cannot win in Fort Charlotte.
Hold on. You're getting too fast. How you could say they cannot win in Fort Charlotte, but you don't know who is the nominated candidate?
But you didn't wait for me to finish.
Go ahead.
I meant to say if the PLP would run the candidate that has interest in Fort Charlotte,
Okay.
it'll be difficult for Travis Robinson. Very difficult.
I accept that.
He'll be going with a known business person, a known money man, a known likable person. See, that's his difficulty. That if he had stayed in being in Grandstand, and
He might have had a chance against Wade Watson.
yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah, but his problem ain't Wade Watson. His problem was the constituents. They tell him, don't come back round here.
See, that's his problem now. That is why he got, and then he get pushed out the frying pan into the fire.
No, but he couldn't know that. He thought he was going up against Alfred Says.
Yes, and that's what he
Alfred
got
Says
sidetracked with.
he gracefully bowed out.
But his thing was he is going to retire to the big juggernauts in politics.
Who's
in the
that?
places of Dr. Bernard Norris, and then he had plans he can retire. Alfred Says.
Oh my God! So Alfred Says
That's what
jumped.
he's trying to do.
Julian.
He'd have been the green-eyed boy for the F&M after that.
Julian.
Nobody couldn't tell him he couldn't lead the F&M after that.
Oh my God, Julian, that's wild. So that was his plans.
He thought he could do that. And if he had done that, he would have had to become the next leader after Pintard. I don't care what nobody says.
You're doing too much now. I always tell you, you give me a slippery slope.
Let's go with the gentleman in Torbine.
Safent Road,
He can't be Dawit.
Secretary General.
They should have put him into a Pinewood Garden, a marathon. Right now, I finished with him. Let's go with Freetown. They
Lincoln
give
deal.
Monroe back the seat.
Lincoln deal.
If they give Monroe back the seat, the deal boy can't come down with the people in
Now hold on,
Camp
Julian.
Road.
Hold on,
I don't
Julian.
care about he's saying Camp Road.
Hold on, Julian. Now,
He more on the east. He more on the eastern side. A blending. Paradise Island might help him.
Hold on,
But that
Julian.
Camp Road belly in there.
Hold
he
on.
can't-
Hold on.
He can have it.
Julian,
And then
hold
they
on.
do something in
The
paper.
Free National Movement is waiting with bated breath about the idea that has been existing in the clouds about this indictment that's supposed to come down. They waiting. They then send the messenger, go out the edge and look out to the sea and tell me what you see. He come back and say, I ain't see nothing. He send him again and say, go and tell me what you see. He come back and say, I ain't see nothing. They are waiting for the
Even
hand.
they see a small cloud.
They ain't
That's
see a
what
small
the
cloud
man
yet.
is, a small cloud.
They ain't see the small cloud yet. They are
Yeah,
waiting
think
for the
they-
hand.
No, but they ain't happen.
Well, how you know? I don't know if it can
These
happen.
boy, if they had run the blue fella up in there, that might have shaky Monroe a little. Not beat Monroe, but shaky Monroe a little.
Who boy?
The blue.
Oh, Anthony.
Yeah, he might have shaky Monroe a little.
Yeah, because he know how to get down with the Camp Road crew.
Put up about Monroe. That might have helped him a little.
Yeah.
Guess what? The blue fella ain't got no nomination, right?
No, he got no
got the
nomination.
most people on that Thursday night. Check it out.
I don't know how you could see this, But
I
you
have my
didn't
people
tell.
on the ground, my
So
friend.
did they sit in the
And
TV
people
and count everybody?
Anytime I could trust you with my
Did they say?
bank card or my bank book, I can trust you with anything you say.
My God.
I have my people out there listening.
My
now,
God.
The lady in Seabreeze.
Mm-hmm.
The lady who
I don't know her. Clark.
The senator supposed to run in Seabreeze, you know.
Clark. That's her name.
The senator lady. Who was
Maxine. Maxine. She bowed. Maxine. She bowed out.
Maxine.
She bowed out.
She was coming up.
Yeah.
They tell me, say, Leslie had one little pre-back to school thing. So when Leslie shake with the pillowcase, he said, boy, I ain't bothered that.
Check out Facebook, guys. They say that I'm off Facebook. Check out Facebook for me. They say I'm off Facebook. Somebody's texting me right now. It says
I ain't bothered with Leslie. Like the money too deep there. Then who else? Who was the last one? Somebody I missing. Oh. Barnett up in Kalani. She gonna be minutes. What will make it worse if the PLP don't run a candidate? That'll make it worse for
the PLP can run a candidate. I don't think that they have.
That the PLP run a candidate so she don't get beat that bad.
I don't think that the PLP has that kind of arrogance.
You know what I think the evidence is depending on what's going to backfire on them? A wave. But the only wave can be going on is that wave with Brave. You know how the wave going on this lap. There's a two for Brave Davis.
Well.
Now, I want you to report me on any one of those who I tell you.
I right here with you. Go ahead. Let's run through it quick because the show I can be cut off in about 10 minutes.
Name one of that seven who could win other than this pen if the PLP put the wrong candidate there. If that be a woman fight in Southern Shores, it's pen out the very plenty people. For some money.
No, but I understand that Clint Watson wants to be able to get that nomination.
Clint Watson could want what he want.
But I don't know whether or not Clint Watson.
People want go where they want go and they can't get where they want go.
No, Clint but I'm Watson saying to you
that would be a disservice to. I don't think the PLP run Clint Watson.
Why not?
I don't think so.
Why not?
I'll be overly surprised if they run Clint Watson.
But I don't understand why. What's your logic?
They have somebody that can hold.
They haven't had somebody. They had four people stuff in that constituency, and they chose Denley.
Yeah, but Denley was in the top from. She comes from Abaco. She was sent in Southern Shores, you know. She didn't
hold on, wait. I will hear this part. Who sent her?
She was sent.
Hold on. Who sent her?
Only one person can say, only two people can say in Southern Shores.
No.
Either the chairman or the leader. Ain't nobody else can send you nobody's else.
Julian, I thought you come to talk.
Nobody else in the party can send you someplace.
I thought you come here to talk. You're talking. You know better than that. Praise God. I'm not gonna fight you. So okay, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with what you're saying. I see the 7 that you roll out. I don't disagree with what you're saying, and all the best to them.
You're gonna tell me she wasn't sent to go touched down in Southern Shore?
That ain't what I hear. I understand, and you know better than I know that she was trying to get the nomination in North Abaco.
You didn't see what happened in North Abaco, eh?
And as a result of that, she had a conversation in North Abaco that said to her...
Hold on, but let me say this. You didn't see that North Abaco got cleared out? They moved her. Then they moved the defense force man and bring him in South Beach. That was cleared out for Boodle.
But
now, I don't know why.
They cleared out for Boodle. They cleared out for Boodle, but that ain't mean Boodle can find victory.
Hello?
That ain't mean Boodle can find victory because...
No, but it was cleared out for Boodle. Now, I don't know who it was cleared out by. You might know. I don't know.
You are something else.
I don't know. They say move or
you are something else.
Send in South Beach, move pen, bring it to Nassau.
Excuse me. You know that I ain't on public radio? This is the internet. You ain't got to lie. You can tell me the truth.
No,
you don't know who cleared
it out for Bull. Now, whoever Bull was close to in the leadership part of the evidence.
You are something else.
Beyond, I don't know.
Look at you stalking. You on the people internet on Mark Zuckerberg internet, and you talking cryptic.
No, I'm saying I don't know. She was friendly. The Bull lady. I know she used to be not the local government, which used to be the something in North Abaco before. Now I don't know if she was friendly with the leaders before, the leader now, or the leaders to come. I don't know, but I heard that you all two might have something in common.
Oh,
You and I.
what would we have in common?
The same person who might have been responsible for her being in North Abaco might be the same person who's responsible for you not being at Guardian Radio today.
Well, see, I tell you, you come here talking cryptically. I tell you, you come here talking cryptically. I tell you that this is not the public radio. I tell you this is the internet. And on the internet, you could be clear. You could be clear.
Well, you know who is responsible.
You're talking about Hubert Ingram.
Okay.
Okay, then. Well, then you
Well,
could say that.
Hubert Ingram might be responsible for
Well, you could say that. I don't understand why you're pretending with me.
I don't know why. I don't know why he chose over somebody who was doing.
Well, I said why. I said on
3 to 4 years.
I said on my former show at the former space, I said why Hubert Ingram, as much as he support Dwayne Sands, why don't he walk Dwayne Sands to North Abaco? He sent a message back to me. Say, tell that boy stay out of North Abaco business. That's what he said.
But he walked. It wouldn't make a difference how much walk he could walk, because he walking me Elizabeth State, nothing could happen to him.
Anyway,
He's standing out
Julian,
in Long Island, nothing happened to him.
join us tomorrow, man.
It's interesting to see where Dr. Dwayne Sands will run.
You see him going back to Elizabeth and give the people a package and things like that
Then
over the weekend.
I heard they had a meeting about a month ago or 2 months ago, a FNM meeting, and they asking the police to leave the room.
Wow.
So that isn't nobody
Julian,
who welcome you in it.
you're telling me a little bit more. Call me after the show. Let's have a different conversation and see exactly what's what. I want to thank you, my brother, for giving me a call. You're my first caller, and I really do appreciate you. So tomorrow,
And then how do we get to listen to the station so I can have somebody put it on?
you could. I can send it to your phone. So
Okay.
just click it on there. But so indirectly, you will see me in a different space. All right. But I appreciate you, my brother.
Listen to me. I need that.
I can send it to you.
I'll call you.
All right. See you later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's the first call. I want to thank you so very kindly for being able to tune in with us. We're putting it down for, let's see if I get a text. This is now Howard. Okay, there's a text that's coming through, right? Let's read the text. Okay, let me read this text. I'm not going to say who it is, but these are some people who are texting me and being able to talk like this, all right? This is now Howard. Let's be honest. While I don't care about the argument about Clint, it was Andrew Burrows that revamped ZNS. Andrew had a significant role to play in making modifications to ensure that the foundation was laid properly for a shift at ZNS. I cannot take that from Andrew. I cannot take it from him. I cannot. And I must say and give acknowledgement to the fact that Andrew had laid the groundwork similar to how Ace Newbold had laid the groundwork for the press secretary capacity, and Clint walked in and executed those particular things. But see, it's one thing when someone has been able to write something down, but it's another thing that when a man sees it, he can run with it. Yeah, that is a level of connection that you have to have from a spiritual standpoint, and even from a very clear organizational standpoint. You have to be able to see what is being done and execute it. Clint did that. This is not to take anything from Andrew. This is not to take anything from Ace Newbold. This is not to take anything from these particular persons. Clint would tell you himself that Ace Newbold laid the groundwork that gave him opportunity to be able to step in this space. And if we're going to be able to talk about this, Andrew did the exact same thing. But nonetheless, Clint has taken that baton and took it up to another level. He's done that. And I want to be able to congratulate him for being able to execute those things and make those things happen. All right. So, guys, tomorrow we're going to be able to have a show here again. I want you to be able to join me. Tomorrow we're going to have my good friend Demetrius Smith being able to come down, show that picture, that the persons know exactly what's what. Demetrius Smith is going to come down with us tomorrow, Tuesday, and he's going to be sitting with me. He's going to be my very first guest, and we're going to talk about this stuff. There's some stuff that's been going around about there's sort of an idea for him to be able to join, for you to be able to sign up for some stuff. There's some things that's been going out like that. Just talking about being able to do a GoFundMe and some stuff like that for him. I had an opportunity to be able to visit him over the weekend. I visited with him. He's looking good. He told me some stories and whatnot. He told me some stories about the Rand Memorial Hospital. And so I just want to let you know that this is the idea of what's happening. And I hope all the absolute best for him. We're going to have a good conversation with him tomorrow. And really be able to talk about the steps that it is and how we can be able to assist. He's been helping people for a long, long time. He's been committed to these things. I told you about the marvelous event that we had an opportunity to be able to join him in May. It was May. And how I was able to, win a TV, and we win one fridge. And it was such a beautiful event, and it was so, the people who came there were so talented. It was a gorgeous event. And, I really, really thoroughly enjoyed myself in that particular capacity with him. And so tomorrow we're going to hear more about him. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for being able to tune in with us here on The Foundation with Howard Grant. I thank you. I honor you as it relates to being able to stay committed. I want to thank Julian for calling. Guys, don't be afraid. All those persons you can text and you could call and you could participate. I'd love you to be able to part of this. And so the more that we do it, the more that you know that I'm in this particular space, the more that I'd like to be able to see your participation. I thank you guys so very kindly. I'm going to see you tomorrow, God spare, right here on The Foundation.
Where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table. Where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers. Where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahama land